Hello again, and we've finally got the Aocci C6 Pro ready for installation. A nice bright screen, 2 dash cams there, lots of things to go through. I won't just now, let's get it fitted. Okay, so the first task is to put the attached sticky pads onto the mounting points for the main unit. This should help reduce any friction or damage to your bars and give reduced vibration. Right, once you've done that, you need to get the main unit mounted. This is done using the supplied special tool, which helps to reduce the risk of theft, so don't lose it. Hopefully you might have a spare one in your toolkit. And then once you've got the main unit attached, then you can start running the cables through either via the battery direct or attach the USB cable to a USB port if you've got one. But I wouldn't recommend either of these. The best option is to find your accessory connector. Now that may be in the fuse box area, or it might be a separate connector. All bikes will differ on this one, so please either contact your manufacturer or make sure you read your manual. On my BSA, it's an MT090. Right, so having done a brief test with the Aocci C6 Pro using the USB connection, although it does work, it only works with the engine running and the ignition on. That, to me, limits its usability. It's a good idea to mount the rear dash cam or check the dash cam mounting point. I can see it's about there. There's no obstructions and there's a reasonable angle of view. I'll show you where that is. Centrally mounted, no obstructions. The lens is pointing straight out, so it should get a reasonable view. It's not an ideal mounting point because you can see the cable. See again the angle of the view roughly. Okay, let's get it mounted. So the actual mounting kit, you've got your sticky pad, which will go back here. You've got your base, which will go over the sticky pad. This that goes round the camera, and nut and bolt to attach it. Some zip ties for managing cables. One problem about doing this sort of thing in the winters with your bike covered in stuff, what tends to happen, everything slips around. Let's get the Allen key and get that nipped up to a certain extent. You may wish to use your own if you've got something a bit more professional. I don't know whether you can see that there is a little notch aligning, which you align the white mark with to make sure it's completely level. Goes something like that. Now before we go any further, I'm going to check the positioning again, and I'm going to remove the sticky goo from on here. Going to use a cloth with some thinners, nothing too aggressive. You don't want cellulose thinners on here, you won't have any paint left on your bike. Peel off the covering of the sticky pad. Don't worry too much about it, it's not rocket science, as they say. Okay, now if ever you mount things in the wrong place, you can often acquire these things. For mounting vlogging cameras anyway, so don't stress too much about it. Just a matter of fine-tuning now, and I think that will work. The rear camera mounted. As before, clean the area where you're going to apply adhesive. Pad attached. We'll install it this way. We have a sticky pad. Pad installed, going to leave it for a bit because these things do take a little while to get maximum grab, and hopefully we'll get the angle reasonable. Remove your valve caps. Install the locking nut for the valve cap because you don't want them coming undone. There it is, and that's got the F on it for front. But before we do anything else, I'm going to check the actual tyre pressure. It should be 28 psi. and it's currently 18.5. And actually got a slightly different reading on the actual pump itself. You can see that it's actually this pump, which I think is more accurate, is showing 24, so it's slightly less off, but it's still off. So let's get it adjusted to the correct pressure. Right, click there. So that can come off now. And of course the beauty of this system is it will tell you when the pressure changes. So the locking nut is on. So this goes on, this tightens with the little spanner they give you. It's pretty firmly on there. Just want to snug it up now. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay, so that's front done. Now let's do the back. Rear valve, same process. This I've checked, it needs to be 30. Once again, once you've got it working, it will monitor for you. Again, this is slightly low, so it's showing 26. So again, about 4 psi. Pressure adjusted. There's the correct cap. So we need the looking nut. Goes on first. Nice and taut. Tiny bit more of the adjusting spanner. Snug up the lock nut. There we have it. The actual installation of the Aocci C6 Pro complete. Now there's still some tidying up to be done, cable runs, that sort of thing. I've still yet to finalise whether I'm going to attach the controller, because as you can see, not an awful lot of space left on the bars. It's already looking a bit cluttered. Can I get by with just using the touchscreen? Well, that's one of the tests I'm going to be running. Installation done. So now would be a great time to remind you that you can get a 22% discount on this unit by applying the code CMD22 at checkout. Link in the description. Overall, a straightforward procedure. Just give yourself enough time to actually do it. So if you're like me and fairly clumsy, allow a day in total. Make sure you've got all you need in advance. Make sure you've got everything assembled, and it should go fairly straightforwardly. I didn't have any oh damn moments, as it were. A few puzzled moments, but that's okay. So it's a fairly complex piece of kit, but ultimately, once you've worked it out, it's straightforward. So that's it for today. Don't forget, like, comment and subscribe to help keep the channel growing, and I will see you in the next part.